It's the Deep Slant One-on-One presented by Xfinity. My guest this week, wide receiver Brandin Cooks. Brandin, welcome in. I haven't had a chance to actually have a one-on-one with you since you signed with the Texans, but just in looking at your numbers, you've had 4 1,000-yard seasons. You're pretty much on pace to hit that again in 2020 if all goes according to plan. How has it been for you with the Texans this first season? Is it about what you expected? Is it better than what you expected? Record aside, just your performance on the field.
Yeah, no, for me, when I haven't had off season with Deshaun, I think, OTAs is, presented a challenge. And so that slow start was, not surprised about it. But I think now that we continue to build that rapport, week in and week out and getting better with one another, I'm starting to see that connection continue to grow. And honestly, that's all I can ask for.
We've seen what Deshaun can do here in Houston, and it seems like even we are surprised with the numbers that he's putting up this year. What about from the receiver's point of view? Because there's a lot more passing happening in this offense this year than we've ever seen before. But what sort of growth have you seen from him as the two of you have developed your chemistry?
Yeah, he's a special player. I'm not shocked at all. You talk about a guy that can really make any throw out there, and like you said, passing a lot more for whatever the situation may be. But you talk about a guy that is just special at his job. Top in the league, and I didn't play with some great ones, and so to be able to say that, I mean that, and then at the end of the day, the way he can extend the play, the guy is different for sure.
All right, you and Will Fuller have been a lot of fun to watch. Obviously, we saw the news this week that he's going to be out for the rest of the season. Yeah. And Romeo Crennel was asked about it. He says that he doesn't really want you to be any different than what you've already been to the team. But, maybe you might be able to step up as a veteran in that wide receiver group and offer some guidance to the young receivers. Yeah. I heard you talk about it in your press conference, but what is that going to be like for you? You're not new to the NFL, but you're still in your first year with the Texans, but you have built that rapport with your position group. But what sort of advice do you have for this?
Yeah, the biggest thing is just, trust in the process. And like I told them guys, don't try to do anything out of the norm. Do your job the best that you can and let everything take care of itself. The last thing you need to do is go out there and force it and think, oh, I need to do this because this person used to do that. No, you are who you are, and you're on this roster for a reason. So letting them know that they can have that confidence to go out there and play free.
All right, you've scored some touchdowns this year, and I'm sure you've addressed this with other teams that you've been with, but I've never heard you talk about it here in Houston. But I want to know about the celebration, the Archer, the bow and arrow thing that you've got going on, because it seems like Archer is like a common theme with your social media, with your celebration. Yeah. So what's the celebration? What's the touchdown celebration about,
for me,
first of all?
Yeah, for me, it's just another way to give God glory. And my faith is everything to me. And so instead of the traditional crossing, your heart, I always wanted to come up with something unique. And I came across this verse, Psalm 144:6, and it stuck with me. And so that was just my way of being able to give God glory anytime I, do something special out there on the field.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that. And you became a dad recently too. I saw that your son's middle name is Archer as well,
yes,
right?
It is. Yes, it is. Yeah.
I like that. That's really cool. All right. So I like to look at people's social media accounts. I feel like I get a good sense of them. And someone told me that you are a big time photographer and you have a whole separate account for your photography, which was pretty impressive. All right. So it's Archer 12 Eyes.
Yeah.
Is that correct? All right. So you do landscape, portrait photography. When did all that begin? And how do you have time to keep up with it? I tried photography for a little bit and everything is collecting dust now. But when did that all start?
It started about 2 years ago. My wife and I, first of all, my mentor, went on a big trip together one time. And Eric and I, he introduced me to travel. He's always traveled the world his whole life. And we traveled, but I didn't have a true camera on me. So I thought to myself, there's no way I can be going to these other countries without capturing some of these special moments. And so I really wanted to learn. And I got introduced to Leica. And from there on, I started to get mentored by some of their photographers. And I took it and ran with it. So the time comes really right when off season starts, because that's when I can get my month of traveling in. And then my wife and I, we travel a lot ever since. So that's when it all picked up.
All right. So what is your best pictures that you've taken so far? What's something that you really want to try your hand at when it comes to
I
photography?
think my favorite picture so far is probably one of the shots in New Zealand that I took. It's a landscape shot. For me, we love New Zealand. We've been there multiple times. So I would probably say has to do with one of my pictures that happened in New Zealand.
All right. So how much have you invested in photography? Like it's a lot of lenses and a lot of
It's a lot of
equipment.
lenses.
Yeah, I know. It can, and it feels like the more money you spend, the better your pictures turn out.
That's what it
So
seemed like. But then sometimes you can go down this rabbit hole and think you need all these gadgets, but in reality, you can get you one perfect lens. But it's not the cheapest hobby. Let's just say that. Yeah.
no, it's not. And I speak from personal experience, but it didn't really make my foot. I think lessons probably would have helped me more than an expensive lens. All right, you've got some really cute dogs. I'm really into your dogs. You've got
Yeah, those are
3
my
of them.
dogs.
I think we may have the same breed of dog. What kind of dog do you have?
I got a golden retriever and 2 golden doodles.
Okay, I have a golden doodle too. Maybe
Yeah,
that's why I'm drawn to your dogs.
no doubt, no doubt.
Okay, 3 dogs and a baby. Are we going to add more dogs or more babies?
No, we're chilling for now. The next thing we'll be adding is more babies, but no more dogs.
No more dogs.
No more dogs.
I have 1 and I'm busy. So, but I have 1 dog and 3 kids. So
okay, so you switch.
So I think either way, it's not easy.
Yeah.
All right, Sunday's game is My Cause, My Cleats, and I saw that your cause was single moms. And you've done a lot of work in your past with single moms, like in Uganda, some really cool stuff, building houses in Uganda. I can only assume that comes from your own personal experience. Why is this cause so near and dear to your heart?
Exactly what you said. From my personal experience, my mom raising me and my 3 brothers growing up. You know, my dad passed away when I was young, so it always had a special place in my heart. You know, my mom has always been my motivation, and to see everything that she did and grow up the way that we did, it was a no-brainer when I made it. I always wanted to help out in that area just because it has a special place in my heart.
Are you from Uganda? Is your family from Uganda?
No, it was just something that I wanted to do through my church that I was introduced to, and something that my wife and I wanted to do. But no, I'm from California, so.
It's like, you have no accent for being from Uganda. It's tremendous.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I kind of want to know. I feel like whenever you make a big play on the field, it's exciting. It's momentum shifting. It's been a lot of fun to watch you this season. But do you have a favorite catch or favorite moment from this season?
That's a good question. No, not really. Not really. I mean, they all been fun. You put me on the spot right there.
You had that
really
long touchdown. I was going to say, I think a 57-yard touchdown might be on my.
All right, I'll take that.
I don't want to put an answer. I don't want to give you your answer.
No, yeah, I haven't thought about that, so I ain't got nothing for you there.
Well, you've got a few more games left, and so hopefully that moment is still yet to come. So best of luck for the rest of the season. Always a pleasure, Brandon.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too.